Inside Shakira's explosive Gerard Pique split, Shakira hits back at Gerard Pique as fans slam him for taking a swipe at Latin Americans. Former couple Shakira and Gerard Pique's split is still very far from amicable, with the singer now hitting back at her ex's most recent swipe about her nationally. Shakira has seemingly hit back at ex Gerard Pique once again after the former footballer appeared to take aim at her nationality. The former couple announced the end of their 11-year relationship via a joint statement last year, but that's the very last time the two global stars have put on a united front post-split. From diss tracks, Bizarre Witch Dolls, New, Younger, Partners and very savage public quips, the Colombian singer and the retired sports star aren't exactly following in Gwyneth Paltrow and Chris Martin's footsteps and enjoying a conscious uncoupling. And now the Colombian singer-songwriter, 46, has used her Twitter account to respond to an apparent put-down by Pique, 36, about her being from Latin America after he claimed diss songs like hers could lead to suicides. FC Barcelona legend Pique was called out by Shakira fans on social media over the way he described his former partner during a weekend interview with streamer Gerard Romero. The dad of two complained about some of the abuse he and his new girlfriend Clara Chia have received over recent months and mentioned Shakira's diss songs about them, saying, "My ex-partner is Latin American. You don't know what I've ended up receiving on social media from people who are fans of hers. Barbarities. It doesn't bother me, it bothers me zero, because I don't know them at all, it's people who don't have lives. What importance do you have to give them? Zero importance, because you're never going to get to know them ever, they're like robots." Pique is now facing a new storm amid claims he had used the word Latin American in a derogatory fashion and unnecessarily made a point of referring to where she comes from. One fan of the singer wrote on his Instagram, referring to Shakira appearing to tell Pique to ditch the gym and work his grey matter in her hit song with Argentinian DJ Bizarrap released earlier this year, "I've just listened to the podcast that's circulating and I just want to say that Shakira was right when she said, work your brain a little as well." Shakira, who was recently served an eviction notice by her ex's dad, has seemingly heard Pique's latest interview and fired back on social media. Laying the ground for a new row, the chart-topping star wrote on Twitter, "Proud of being a Latin American," followed by emoticons of 29 flags which included those of her homeland, Argentina, and Brazil. Pique didn't name Shakira in his interview, referring to her as La Otra, which in English would be the other woman. But in a clear reference to his former partner's diss songs, which included the one with Bizarrap where she claimed without naming him that Pique had traded a Ferrari for a Twingo and a Rolex for a Casio, he said, "It looks great in a personal capacity and yes, she's the F-King boss, and whatever else. But we don't think about the other person. What has to happen? That someone commits suicide for us then to think that we've taken it too far." He went on to insist he and his current girlfriend, who has just turned 24, had not been so affected but he had been left feeling very disappointed by society. Pique's interview took place on Sunday, the same day Shakira left Barcelona with their two sons Sasha and Milan to start a new life in Miami after a holiday in an undisclosed destination. One critic said of Pique's Latin American comment, "It's a demonstration of the xenophobia towards us that Latinos that exists in Spain and only those living there can understand it." Another added, "I agree with several things Pique said but I don't understand why he emphasized that his ex is Latin American. What has that got to do with anything?" On Monday it was reported Shakira left Barcelona after being served with an eviction notice by Pique's dad. Spanish media say the Colombian singer-songwriter received a letter telling her and her parents to abandon the ex-couple's former family home after she performed her diss song with Bizarrap targeting Pique and his new girlfriend on the Jimmy Fallon late-night show last month. The 46-year-old mum of two made no mention of the eviction order in the farewell message she posted on Instagram after being pictured leaving the Catalan capital with her two children to start a new life in Florida. She said in her message, "I settled in Barcelona to give my sons stability, the same stability that we are now looking for in another corner of the world next to family, friends, and the sea. Today we begin a new chapter in the search for their happiness. Thanks to everyone who surfed so many waves with me there in Barcelona, the city where I learned friendship is undoubtedly longer than love. Thanks to everyone there who encouraged me, dried my tears, inspired me and made me grow. Thanks to my Spanish fans who have always protected me with their love and loyalty. She went on to share a photo of a wing of the plane she left the Catalan capital on with Barcelona below it and added, "But things are not always how we dreamed them. At times we run but we don't arrive. Never doubt that I'm going to be here." Shakira and Gerard at a sports game. Shakira is expected to enjoy a few days holiday in an undisclosed location with Milan, 10, and Sasha, 8, before they start at a private school just north of Miami on April 11. She and Pique announced their split last year after 11 years together. They confirmed in November they had reached a child custody agreement after a protracted negotiation which came to a head with a marathon 12-hour meeting with their lawyers. They signed the accord at a court in Barcelona the following month. As part of the agreement, Pique will spend holiday time with his children. Shakira's wish to move to Miami, where she used to live and part of her family are based, is understood to have been the principal sticking point in the former couple's previous failure to strike an out-of-court settlement. The artist, who has relatives and several close friends in Miami, owns a £14 million mansion in the city she is said to have put up for sale in 2018 before removing it from the market a few months ago. Late last month, Spanish media claimed Shakira may have found love with a new man in Miami. News website OK Diario said it had been told the 46-year-old mum of two met the mystery man several months ago before she penned her latest diss song targeting Pique and his new girlfriend Clara Chia. The former Barcelona defender's relationship with Clara Chia emerged shortly after he and Shakira announced their split. The singer-songwriter performed her diss track with Argentinian DJ Bizarrap, in which she fires poison darts at Pique and his new girlfriend, on the Jimmy Fallon Late Night Show on March 10. She went on to talk about her breakup with the former footballer. Pique said in a subsequent interview with Spanish newspaper El País he was very happy following the dramatic changes in his life which have included the split with Shakira and retirement from football. He also shut down a question about Shakira in the interview but added, "Each parent has the responsibility to try to do the best for their children. It's about protecting them. That's the work of all parents with their children. That's what I'm focused on and that's my job as a father." Shakira will have to return to Barcelona for a £12 million tax fraud trial but no date for the trial has yet been set. She has denied any wrongdoing after being charged with 6 counts of tax fraud prosecutors say she committed between 2012 and 2014. A source close to the singer said of her decision to move to Miami before the end of the school year, in quotes published by Catalan daily El Periódico, "Milan and Sasha have good grades and the teachers don't see it as a problem. The decision has been very carefully considered and Shakira feels very calm about things after the schools raised no objections. If it was going to affect them negatively in any way, she wouldn't have taken the decision to go to Miami now."
Nangabo Productions beba kugu era bananyini mukukwata ebifaananyi ebiri ku mutindo mu Uganda bakwata video za nyimba n'emikolo ku bbeeyi ennungi jukira omukoto guddibwamu bakola effects planning digital marketing bakola graphics owa video ne still video editing bayina ne studio recording audio bapakisa ne kamera zikwata filimu video za nyimba ne commercial videos ate beba kafulu mu kudesigninga websites bakola documentaries ne movie direction bajazenzo kwa live streamings
ku social media platforms zonna
ng'oyagala omulimu omulungi omulimu omuyonjo nga gukolebwa ebyumi ebiriko noonya Nangabo Productions bannannyini mulimu guno okumanya ebisingawo bakwere ku +447 7261 67077 ne ku +256 787 69 500 4 oba ku 0708 23 86